God's name is going on in here?
Episode 61, dude.
61.
Back at it, dude. Back in the new 52 headquarters, which don't mean shit. Just means we're 3 doors down from where we were. So that's still
It's a good band.
It's not bad. That's a good band. Yeah, it was a good band. Good. Yeah, good. Was it 90s? No, 2000s band, right?
2000s.
2000s band.
Mhm.
Was it? No,
2000?
not 90s?
I don't think so.
Okay.
2000s. Yeah, 2000s, right? Yeah.
It all blends
It's
together.
all
now.
it's all sounds the same. Yeah. Back with the ones of listeners, man. We're here. 61. The only thing I have for 61 was 1961, where JFK said, "Our goal is to put a man on the moon." Put a man on the moon,
And they did it.
And they did it, man. And the
They
next
did
into
it.
the next
They did
decade, he's out.
61. We're almost retirement age.
Almost there, dude.
Getting
Almost get them
close.
benefits, man. But
61.
we almost,
That was the Impala that Big Worm was in Friday.
with the perm, man.
With
Big
perm, big perm.
big perm.
Hey.
I like. You know what I like better than his Impala? I liked his ice cream truck. His ice cream truck was cooler than the Impala. Little had Dayton's and
Yeah,
shit. on it.
Dayton's.
I like Debo's bike, man.
That was good too. Yeah, it's a beach cruiser.
Hey.
The one I let you use last week. You
When Debo comes around, I'll be quiet.
know.
When he leaves,
I'll be
I'm
talking
talking
again.
man. Hell yeah, dude. 61. Shit. Last week, last episode, we talked to our boy Brian from Michigan, our Michigan correspondent up there. We talked to him for a little bit, bullshitted around. But this week we're gonna get I got a lot of shit to unpack, man. We're gonna get into a lot of little knickknacks here, kind of Chotchki's topics and whatnot, dude. Wanted to say, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but if you haven't, check it out. I think it was on HBO Max. I think a man named Otto is a badass movie, dude. It's a real good movie. It reminds me of like it kind of reminds me of what's that one with damn it, what's his name? Clint Eastwood, where he was the old angry old man.
Oh, yeah,
not I know he does
Torino, Gran Torino.
It was kind of like they had that same kind of feel to him, but dude, it's just a damn good movie, man. It was good. It's him.
Sad.
Yeah, and what not intrigued me, but what it caught me off guard is like when the movie starts, it says be ready because if you're triggered by suicide, don't watch. It's like, well, as the kids say, unalive yourself. But if you're triggered by suicide, don't watch.
it had a warning on it.
Yeah. So, because what it is, where it starts off with him, and it's he lives in a home, and he's at the store, he's buying rope and shit, and buying all kinds of stuff, buying a little, I guess like a hook and ladder kind of thing, a little hook thing, and you kind of put two and two together what he's doing, but he goes home and. He's ringing up the piece of rope and shit, and it's just funny because it starts off just the way I think how we all are nowadays, like us. He's up there to ring it up, and he wanted a yard. Was it just he wanted a 3 foot, right? He wanted 3 foot of rope, and they said, "Well, we only sell about a yard," and they gave him shit. So it was like they were charging him 30 or 40 cents more. But he goes, "It's not about the damn money." Some guy behind him was like, "Dude, I'll give you the 30 cents. Get out of the way. Just go." He's like, "No, it's not about the money." He's like, "I want 3 foot of rope. That's what I want. I don't want a yard of your rope. I want it the way I want it. I want to buy."
Hey, 3 foot is a yard.
No. It was a 6 foot. Was it?
Oh.
What was it? I can't remember. But he was buying rope. Anyway, the argument was over 30 cents. But he was just like he was pissed. He was mad and shit. But it was just. And then he said, "Well, give me the. I know it sounds like he sounded like a Karen, but like they brought the manager over. And then he was puzzled because the manager was like 13 years old.
It was the principal he was
Yeah,
standing on.
yeah, dude. And then he was just an older cat. But anyway, so it goes on to the day, and he goes on, and he goes home and whatnot. But the thing is, he just lost his wife and his longtime wife, and it's a great story, man. It's a good story. But it's just like with him, it's him experience all this new stuff. Like he saves a guy from getting ran over by the train, and everybody has their phone out. The whole crowd around him has got their phone out. They all picked up their phone instead of saving the guy. Everybody's got their phone, and it's one of those. It's just a really good movie, man. And you gotta check it out.
It sounds like the guy that came in. He wanted the regular light bulb, not the LED bulb.
Yeah, that same guy. And
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, he made a movie already?
Yeah. And then it's also reminded me of what you call it, the other one with Kurt Douglas.
Falling down.
Yeah, it's the same kind of feel to it. But it's just sad, man, because you see Tom Hanks, man. He's older now and shit. It's sad to see him.
Oh, it's him?
It's Tom Hanks, yeah.
Okay.
It's really good, man. It's weird to see him in that kind of light because he's like, you never really see him grumpy. He's always in a good, he's always an upbeat character. But to see him in this light, it was really good to see him. in this role. It was a solid role, solid movie, man. Like I said, check it out, man. Man named Otto, good stuff, man. And then I took the dive, and I went for it. I went to go see the Fast 10, man, and it's what it's cracked up to be.
Where'd they go this time?
This time they were in this time they were in Rome this time.
Time travel. It was probably time travel, wasn't it?
It was Rome, and the whole cast was back again. But this time they added a nice new face, dude, Jason Momoa. And I gotta say, man, he kind of for me, I to everybody else's. For me, I think he stole the movie, man. He was really good. He was kind of like over the top character. He was very like flamboyant. It was
Are you serious?
It was a weird character, man. Because he was supposed to be playing like he's supposed to be like
He's a tough guy.
yeah. He did that a little bit, but in the movie he was supposed to be set as like a nut job, and it kind of takes place from like it kind of cuts away. It's from I don't know if you ever guys seen this, but part 5 it's got where they steal the safe and they're pulling the big ass safe with the chargers and shit. And it cuts back to that. That's the beginning, and then the guy they stealing the safe from. The guy they're stealing it from, it's his son, which is Jason Momoa's the son, and he's getting revenge for his dad and shit.
That's they said in 5 is when the series got out of hand. That's completely when you started seeing all the craziness happen with
the craziness. I think it was part 5 when Rock has a cast on, and he wants to cast off, and he just goes
So in 10, did the I mean, it's a movie, so we're not shouldn't be arguing whether it's real or not. But did the craziness go over the top even more in 10 or not?
Yeah.
They didn't.
I mean, how can you top a car going into space? But
but the thing, the funny part about it was like they had a big bomb going down, a big huge bomb because. Jason Momoa's character had a big ass.
You can't even explain this.
He had a big bomb and it was going down the streets of Rome, and you have Vin Diesel trying to guide it to the water, and it's ridiculous. But that's just one of the scenes, and then it's just the thing about Jason Momoa is always like one step ahead of him. So like when he thinks he's gonna catch him, he's got him boxed in. Like he always has Vin Diesel boxed in, But the worst, I don't want to spoil it for everybody. I guess it doesn't really matter.
I still have to see it because I have to.
Oh, you don't want to? You want to ruin it?
I have to complete my series.
Well, this one is the 3-parter. This last 10, the 10 is a trilogy.
So it's gonna be 12 for sure.
3 more.
Wow.
So there's 2 more to go. 2 more episodes to go. 2 more.
I can't wait.
So I still have my chance.
But you still got your chance. So the thing with these things is like before I went to go see it, I had planned to go watch it, and I was reading. That's the worst thing to do is read shit online, and Facebook is fucking ridiculous cesspool. I was on there reading it, and people were like, that those movies are stupid. This and that. Yeah, they are stupid, man. I'm not going there to go see. I'm not going to see a classic. I'm not going to go see. I'm not going to see. It's a Wonderful Life. I'm not going to see that. It's what it is, man. It's got its own category.
It
man.
does. I enjoyed Sharknado.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. It's all the same.
Yeah, they were saying
you know what you're coming into.
Yeah, I'm not watching. Like the Back to the Wonderful Life. I'm not going there. And Vin Diesel's. They're not gonna say every time the bell rings, somebody goes a quarter mile. I'm not expecting that, dude. Like it's what it is, man. It's not a classic.
They started doing it again, like with the whole Marvel universe. They took their universe and did the same shit, like with all the antics and craziness, like cars flying. Him flying across the screen like Superman, bumping into somebody else and smashing into a car, not even like feeling it, right?
Right.
So that's where they went with it.
Yeah. It's like it's one thing where he hits the bombs rolling down, down the road. Yeah, that bomb. He hits it right, and he flies off to the side, and the car lands, and the car is still shiny, it's still waxed, and it looks good and shit. Like there's not a scratch on the car. It's just he can still it's still drivable and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know shit.
Beat the hell out of one. Yeah, it keeps on coming back.
But at the end,
the Duke boys.
They used to beat the shit out of hundreds of those motherfuckers. But yeah, at the end there's a big thing, and at the end is the one that's just you can't buy it. I mean, it's just I can't buy none of it, but I can't buy that one. That one I'm not gonna swallow that one, dude. I'm not gonna take that one. But one of the ending scenes is it's rough.
Remember, the first one, it was supposed to be a hood movie.
Yeah, like an urban kind of flick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it just got out of hand.
It went out. It was gone, man. But no, Vin Diesel's in it, and I think The Rock's coming back for the next one. And dude, I didn't know John Cena was in this shit.
Yep.
I had no clue. I hadn't seen the last one. I didn't see 9. So
He's Dominic Toretto's brother.
yeah, I didn't know that, man. He was actually really good. He's a really good actor. I didn't know he was that good of an actor. Like I just thought he was bullshitter, but he's really good. Like he did pretty well in that role. But yeah, so I took the bullet. I went to go see it, but like I said, I didn't mind it, dude. I didn't mind it at all. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I like shit like that. Like I said, if you look back at the shit I used to watch when I was a kid, like but younger, like Airplane. Airplane's fucking atrocious, but it's a classic.
Striker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we got a towel. We got a shop towel.
In the other big movie that's out right now, you're not into the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nope. You guys got me the other day, last week. That one week.
It's a great show.
I
like it.
The third one yet.
I haven't seen the third.
I'll go watch it this week.
No, I do like it. I like all the little characters. I like everybody in it.
It just surprises me that you haven't seen that.
No, I just haven't sat down and took the time to watch it. But it does. It's up my. It's in my
wheelhouse.
Yeah. I just haven't watched it. Haven't sat down and watched it, man. But yeah, so I watched the Fast 10. Interesting. If you got time, take a look at it.
How long? Is it? Is it an ultra long movie or not?
2 hours. I think 2 hours.
Okay.
It was 2 hours, but it went pretty fast. It went pretty quick, man.
All the action.
All the action. You had you're at the on the edge of your seat, man, waiting to see if.
I'll be honest.
Vin
Maybe
Diesel's
I'm
family.
the grumpy old guy on the porch again here, but I don't like the trend of making movies ultra long.
I don't like it either, dude. Hour and a half. I'm good.
Hour and a half. The
In and out.
the 90-minute movie was
In and out, man.
was so good, but
Oh shit! Okay.
wow, that's a
220.
long time.
Didn't feel that long.
Yeah.
Who else was in there? Charlize Theron was in that.
She's still hot.
Yeah, she's smoking.
She's all right. She had her moments in there. Yeah. So we watched that. That was pretty good. We went to the movie theater and watched that because I do like watching those in the theater because they're loud and you want to hear all that bullshit and the noise and the surround sound.
You got to pick and
Snacks?
choose your movies.
You get snacks?
No. We went to what you call it? What's it called? PBF Chang's, man. PBF
Okay.
Chang's. I had to eat some.
You didn't sneak anything in.
No.
You went to Timmy Chang's. What?
Yeah, wings and rice.
Wings and
Get
rice.
the wings and rice, man. No, I didn't sneak anything in, but I should have. I should have had just like something in for that. That was, but no, it's good. But for us, it's a tradition. It's something we do
2
all the
hours,
time.
man. You need a canteen.
Camping and shit, fucking tent. But yeah, we watched that. That was good times. And then another thing we watched, if you haven't had a chance to see it, and it was, I didn't really. This was okay. I already seen a lot of documentaries on her, but watching this Netflix documentary on Anna Nicole, it was pretty good. I forget what it's called, but it was all right. Like it wasn't. I've seen too much shit on her already, so it was just like it was just kind of
Repetitive.
Yeah, kind of repetitive, and it was just like, it's all right. The only thing they talked about was and I didn't know this. She lived in Spring, right? Was it Spring or Cyprus? She had a house in Cyprus, and I didn't know that. I just knew that. I didn't know. I thought she lived in.
I saw her
LA.
daughter was in the news.
Yeah.
Not negatively. Everyone was just saying how much her daughter looks like her.
Yeah.
Our younger version.
Yeah, and then they kind of just wrapped it up, put a bow on it, saying that her daughter wasn't left any money from whatever his name was. That man's name, Howard Marshall. That they didn't leave her no money, and we all knew that shit because his son was not gonna let that shit happen.
Yeah.
So yeah. So but like I said, that's another one. Anna Nicole, I watched that. It was on Netflix. It was pretty good. Like I said, that was not too shabby. Oh yeah, dude. They were saying this was back in the day when she was popular back, like the 90s, I guess. And they said the paparazzi guys were saying like to get a photo of her back, because this is back when there was no social media, really, a lot of that stuff. They said to get a photo of her, like video, like her footage of her, it went from, they'd pay you $5,000 to $7,000 to get a video of her, an exclusive video of her, like the paparazzi. So they were all trying to get on her and shit, man.
You mean like
it's just a
her
video.
grocery shopping or something?
Yeah. But most of the time they catch her. Most of the time the videos where they catch her coming out of the club, LA clubs, and be all fucking shit faced, and even they pay even more if you got that kind of footage on her. So, but it was just weird.
Damn, man, and Brittany's out there posting it for free, right?
Yeah, I think it might not be her no more. It might be somebody else, man. It's sketchy, man. There's a lot of talk about conspiracy theory, man. That's poor Brittany, man. It might not be her no more. Damn. She might be gone. But yeah. Fast 10. What else, man? We got, and then I remember we kind of talked about this one time. We were kind of touched on it. Well, yeah, kind of touched on it. Nick, I was watching this special on Nickelodeon. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get dark yet, but I was watching a special on Nickelodeon. They have it on HBO. It's a special on Nickelodeon. How it started, where it came from, and shit. And like, it was just an interesting. See, the thing is, you know how people always talk about, women being empowered and stuff, and strong women. Well, you should talk about like really strong women, like the woman. It was a woman that started Nickelodeon. Like, it was a lady. She was a mom. She was initially a mom, and then she got this job working for in TV and shit. And then she got
It was in Canada.
yeah, and then she got picked, and then she got into the Nickelodeon thing, and then I don't know if you guys ever saw this or read it. Probably not, because I didn't see. I got it because I lived in the city. It was a thing called a cube, and it was a thing that was in your house, and you had this thing, and they give it to you, and it was kind of like what is that thing called? That box, the Nielsen box, or what was it called? The Nielsen box?
Yeah, for ratings.
Yeah. They give you this thing, and it had buttons on it and shit, and ratings and whatnot, buttons 1, 2, 3, whatever. And it was a channel, and it was called the Cube, and you were given this in your home, and you could be watching TV, and it would tell you, it would interact with you. It'd be on at a certain time, you'd watch it, and it'd say, "Do you like shows like this, or do you like?" And you say, it would tell you push 2 or whatever. So it was a thing, an interactive thing that they had going on, and it worked. It was working, and then they needed something for kids, and that's where it kind of started. And then before there was Nickelodeon, there was a thing called Pinwheel, and that's Pinwheel started.
Dude, that was
the
my
base
jam. That was
Pinwheel.
my jam.
They had a good intro to. I can't remember the
It was all
intro.
like paper cutout.
Yeah,
type
it was
of
like it was
paper
like real
mache type-
shitty
yeah,
cartoons.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was like terrible puppets and cartoons, and it
That
was
was
a
my
Pinwheel.
jam.
Yeah, it was a good show. But that's what started it. It was on basic cable, and then Nickelodeon kind of took over that Pinwheel. They kind of took over and took that took shape of that.
But they also did. You can't do that on television.
Yeah, so Nickelodeon started. It was on for 13 hours, 7 days a week, and it was on, and that's all it was on. Then it would go off air and shit. But and they would have programming for kids and shit. It was just what the problem they had. The problem they had was there were no cartoons wanted to go on their channel. Like, they couldn't buy a cartoon. They couldn't get Tom and Jerry on there. They couldn't get. Nobody wanted it. It's like, man, we're not gonna fuck with you guys. You guys are. You guys are. It was a new thing, so nobody's like, we're not gonna do anything with you guys. So that's when they came across that you can't do it on television. Is a Canadian TV series. They threw it on Nickelodeon. That shit blew up, man. That's what kind of blew up the thing, because it was speaking to kids. It wasn't talking to them. It wasn't talking down to them. It was like letting them. The channel was like for them. Like, it was silly, and it was for them. It was for kids. And
That's where the slime came from. Is that show?
what's that?
You can't do it on television.
Yeah, the slime and shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude. What was it? The slime was made out of fucking. What was it? Oh, like oatmeal, and I can't remember what else it was, but it was just like food. It was like food products and shit that it was made out of. And they said it was actually really cold. They said it was cold as shit. Like, the stuff was actually really cold. And then so it came out as the first TV channel for kids. Let's see what else. And then where the hell did they say? And then they kept going, and then they said that they were doing marketing, and they were trying to get commercials for the Nickelodeon, trying to make commercials for it. And so what they did, they called in the professionals, the people who did the commercials for MTV, like the astronaut landing and all that bullshit. They got that team to make and then that's what they came up with, the orange. So that's Nickelodeon's is their orange, that's their trademark. That's their shit, that orange color. And that's where they picked that up, and then they started doing all these little animations for the commercials and shit, for the promos and shit for Nickelodeon. Then that's when they got into the UK television, and Double Dare came on there, and then they started getting cartoons like Ren and Stimpy and Rugrats and shit like that. It just started growing. But this was all not, I'm not being rude to her, but it was a woman that created all this shit, man. She goes, because it was from her mother's perspective that she did all this shit to make kids into it.
I heard that the creator of Ren and Stimpy, the animator,
Mhm.
he did a lot of adult cartoons before he got into Ren and Stimpy. Perverted. Yeah, no, serious perverted cartoons. And if you go back, there are clips of the Ren and Stimpy show where they actually they're perverted. But when you grow up, you don't see that.
No.
Am I wrong thinking they did something like Nick at Night or something that was a little bit older? Audience. Type stuff.
I forget what it's called. Nick, because there was Nick Jr. and then they had, I forget what the other was called, Nick something. But it was, and then they had a thing for like teenagers and shit. They had like Nickelodeon After Dark, where they had like scary movies and shit for kids and shit. But I can't remember what it was called. I know what you're talking about. It was Nick at Night, but there was also another one that was called. But like I said, they used to have all kinds of shit on there. Like before they could get cartoons on there, they had like music videos and all kinds of weird shit and weird programming on there. But it kind of just took off, man. And like now, and then they have they wanted to create like a Universal Studios for themselves, so they did that, and they have like their own place like that. And they said that Mark, the guy that did Double Dare, the host for Double Dare, Mark Summers, they say he was a real douche. Like he was a real dick. Like because they had these things like at the place
where you can actually see them.
Yeah, in the glass wall, glass windows, you could see into them recording shit. And they said that Mark Summers was like a dick. He's like, man, I don't want people staring at me. Like I want to be in a private room. I don't want people looking at me and shit. And he was like a big problem. And after a while, they
felt like a zoo animal.
Yeah, and he's just like, well, dude, I'd be a zoo animal for that kind of paycheck. They're getting paid, man. Those guys are getting paid big time.
He wasn't getting Pat Sajak money.
Yeah, he wasn't spin the wheel, man. That Vanna White money. But yeah, so that's what they were saying. It was like Mark Summers was a dick, and it was just. But eventually, in time, funny story on there was that Mark Summers was telling a story. He's telling someone that they were on that Double Dare show, and this kid was crawling over a wall, an obstacle. He said the kid was crawling over a wall. He was had like some slick shit. He was like had some jelly or something. So he slid over. The kid was sliding over. The kid slid over, like he landed on his neck. It looked like the kid broke his neck. But Mark Summers told me, "Hey, you good? You okay?" And he said, the kid was kind of like knocked out a little bit, but he was fine. And after the show was over, they kept asking, "You good? You good?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good." And after the show was over, the kid's dad comes over. He's like, "Hey, man, my kid took a nasty spill, huh?" He's like, Mark Summers like, "Yeah, dude, we're so sorry. I hope he's okay. Just let us know if he's okay. If we need anything." He's like, and the dad's like, "I like that big TV over there. Well, if I could take that TV, we'll be okay."
Maybe his neck's okay.
He's okay. Yeah, maybe he's all right. So yeah, they gave him. And back then, this was like the late 80s, and it was like a big fucking clunky ass TV. And he's like, "I'll take that
big projector television."
he goes, he'll be okay if you give me that TV, man. So it was just funny how he was telling his story. Like parents didn't give a shit, man.
Like, did you just come out of the slime?
Yeah,
like,
he didn't give a shit, dude. He didn't give a damn. But yeah, the Double Dare thing took off, and it was just fun. And then they took that toured around America and shit. People got to see that. You could see the Double Dare.
They were based out of Universal Studios, huh?
Yeah, Florida, man.
Florida.
So, excuse me, but yeah, so it just blew up, man. And then eventually, that lady that started, I can't remember her name. I lost her name, but eventually she started a Nickelodeon. Recently she took a job with Disney, and now she's with Disney, and she's like a big executive at Disney now. So it's just like, I'm just saying, like that. Like you want to look up to powerful women, that's a powerful woman to look up to show little girls and stuff. Like that's somebody to look up to, man. Like you take control and put your what put it to use, man. So, but yeah, she made Nickelodeon, and then after that, I was going down a wormhole with fucking Nickelodeon shit. And I was just watching specials on it, and then it got to the dark arts, man. And when it got to the dark part, the seedy part of it. And then when it got to, I think it was like the 2000s, I think, they started doing more of these like sitcoms for kids. And there was that guy, Dan Schneider. He was like I said, remember I told you last time, he was on the head of the class. I forgot who the teacher was, the guy from WKRP in Cincinnati, the guy with the mustache. I can't remember his name. But he was the teacher, and then he had these kids. It was kind of like a knockoff of Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah.
Like a kind of that feel. And that Dan Schneider guy was in there. And what's that guy's name? Yeah, that guy. I don't. Yeah, him.
Johnny Fever.
Yeah, dude, Johnny Fever.
If you see him, you would know exactly who he was.
He's got the mustache and everything. But Dan Schneider was in that show. That's where he kind of started his thing. And then his parents or his dad Schneider owned like a production company, and it was called. Who else was in there? There's some other stars in that Head of the Class movie. Show. Oh yeah, that guy Connolly, that comedian.
Mike Tyson's ex-wife.
Oh yeah, Robin Givens was in there. Yeah.
Givens,
Hell yeah, dude, I forgot about her. But anyway, Dan Schneider's family, they had a production company. It was called Schneider's Bakery. Yeah, Schneider's Bakery, and they would make TV shows for kids and shit. And that's where he started making shows like iCarly, shit like that. And where else is the other one? Just all these other
Victorious.
Yeah, shit like that, dude. And they said he was just a creepy dude, man. And they said that he would always walk around with a camcorder and shit on set and shit, and start.
Man, it just seems like whether it's Nickelodeon or whatever, when the documentaries start rolling and they start talking about child actors, it all goes
all
to the
goes down-
same place,
it goes
man.
downhill.
It goes downhill. That's
He was-
such a dirty business.
But that's the thing. I think we brought it off like at one point in time where like what's her name, Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Like she was part of that show.
Yeah.
That Samantha and
Yeah,
Cat
Sam
or
and
whatever,
Cat.
Sam and Cat, yeah.
But it's funny how like one I guess spoke up and then Ariana didn't.
And
Yeah.
look, and she's the star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the star. Like
That's the one, the cat one. She's the
Yeah.
one that was. She has a big thing, a documentary and shit that she came out with.
what's her
about
name?
him.
Something McCarthy.
Yeah.
You know what was funny in that show, because I remember
Jeanette
that show
McCurdy.
from when my
Jeanette
kids were little.
McCurdy.
She was the singer.
Yes.
You know, she was the singer, and,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, we're not gonna push you to be the singer anymore, right?
Right. Yeah, because I know like we were watching that like all those shows when Caden was
Yeah.
a little younger,
Growing
so
up, yeah.
they were on the TV, and it was just kind of like it was just weird, but like it's just why did this one blow up and it's like a mega star, and this one right here is just super mad at like
Yeah.
you said
Yeah.
Schneider for what he did.
Yeah,
and-
Yeah.
She said the wrong thing.
Yeah. And then the thing, that girl, what was her name again? The girl, the cat, the
The cat.
Cat is Ariana.
that cat.
Cat is Ariana. Sam is Jeanette McCurdy.
Jeanette, that her. She came out there and she said that she had to keep pushing and keep doing it because her mom had cancer and like guilted her and like, hey, you got to keep doing this because you're feeding the family, so you got to
It-
keep doing this shit.
And you know what? Going back to that show, I'm not gonna, critique the show very much, but Cat was or Samantha. Who we're talking about? Which one's the blonde one? Sam. She was a better actress.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
She was
Yeah.
better in that. She was a star of the show.
But before those shows, I think Amanda Bynes had a show,
Yes, yeah,
the Amanda Show.
yeah.
Yes,
And-
ladies and gentlemen, the 52. We are talking about Sam.
Oh
and Cat
yeah,
right
oh
now.
yeah, for sure. Hey,
We're having a
hey,
heated discussion.
hey,
on
I'm
Sam
going.
and
We're gonna
Cat.
debate on who's who, man. Now, what I was where I was going with that is like, they had these little things that you don't pay attention to. These little subliminal messages, if I can say it. Subliminal messages that you don't see is like he made sure that in episodes where they're spilling water on a girl's feet, or one episode was with Ariana Grande. He had her putting ketchup the other girl, the Victorious girl, right? Had him putting ketchup on her feet, and her feet were in the camera like that, like up close in the camera, and then he would post on his Twitter. That Schneider guy on his Twitter, he'd post, who wants to see, so and so's feet with next episode of whatever, and people were just like, they didn't pay attention because they just thought he's a good guy, he's getting all these kids their break, and it was no big deal, man. It's just like who else too was had an issue too. Oh man, what's his name? Keenan and Kel, the heavyset one. Keenan Thompson. Yeah, he came out and he said, yeah, he was a good guy, but you just don't know what people do when behind closed doors and shit. He was a sketchy guy, but he said he used to have these pool parties and shit, and all these pool parties, and he goes, from those pool parties, it's always a pool party. And the ones that blew up from those pool parties was like, he would have like them show. Oh, that's what it was. I was gonna tell you guys. So when kids would come audition for Nickelodeon, his TV shows, you had to go into the audition. You'd go over there, and he said the people who were holding the audition would tell you, before you go in to see Mr. Schneider, got to make sure you take your shoes and socks off. So you go in there and you jump, and he wants you to jump around and take pictures, and he wants you to be happy, but you got to have your shoes and socks off when you go in there. And once you got to past a certain line, parents couldn't go into those rooms no more. Like, it was just him
So
and the
for
kid.
the audition, come in with your. Let's see your feet.
Let's put those feet out there, man. But he was like, you're gonna jump. They made it seem like you're gonna jump around this mat and stuff. So like, you can't. They try to say because the mat, that's what they were trying to say. Like, you're gonna, but it wasn't that.
Don't get the mat dirty.
Watch that mat.
Wasn't Britney Spears' little sister part of this?
Yeah. She got knocked up at 16, man. And the conspiracy is that he had something to do with that. That he was up in that, or he had some kind of helping with that mixture there. But so he had these massive pool parties, dude, where parents weren't allowed. Parents couldn't come. They would just go and get dropped off. And he said that the big ones that made it from those pool parties was Hillary Duff and Megan Fox. Those got discovered. They made it to the big time. But I guess they shot off before he
Megan
could get
Fox came from there.
Yeah.
That's where she came from.
like one of his pool parties. Like she was then she made it, man. But I guess it's that some of them take off faster than
I
others.
didn't realize she was a child actress over there.
Yeah, and then like I said, Hillary Duff too. She used to be on. I forget what her show was called. Damn it, I can't remember. It's drawing my blank. Was it?
Lizzie McGuire?
Yeah, Lizzie McGuire.
You know, it's really no wonder some of these people grow up to be a little off like they are.
Mhm.
They didn't have a childhood, man.
Oh, no.
I mean, from a kid watching TV, you thought they had the greatest childhood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the reality of it is they didn't.
No,
Not at
it was
all.
rough, dude.
Yeah.
That's shitty, man. And then 2014, this guy Schneider, man, it's weird. He gets a Lifetime Achievement Award, with Nickelodeon and the network. And you see, all the shit that he's doing. He's up there on stage. And all these kids are applauding him and praising him and shit. And it's weird that he was being, showcased, and he's a piece of shit. Nobody knows.
Didn't
it,
they fired him?
That's what I was
28
about to ask. Yeah.
So 2018, Nickelodeon had been getting a lot of things because this is like getting close to the Me Too movement kind of thing. And I'm not taking anything from that, whatever. I gotta be politician over here. I gotta be careful.
Fence rider.
Yeah. that's where that cat-like reflex comes in. So in 2018, they came out. Nickelodeon said they came out and they were saying that he had an abusive and inappropriate behavior with some of the actresses, and they showed this footage that they had of him. He had his camcorder and shit, and he went up to like Ariana Grande was on the floor with one of her friends. They were just talking bullshit, and he's coming up to them, and when they come up there, she just like freezes, and she's like, "Yeah, we're just hanging out." Like she freezes like in headlights. Like when he comes around, like she gets creeped out and shit. Like, and then the other, and then that one girl, the Sam girl, he did that to her on one occasion. He came up to her and did like that. And she had some kind of remark like, he goes, "Did I scare you?" She goes, "No, but I was just trying to avoid you." Like she was just like, she was trying to get away from her. She's like, you didn't scare you. I was just trying to avoid you. I get away from your ass. Like, it's just weird, man. It's just really creepy how he would roam around with that damn camera trying to see what he could catch, that kind of thing. And they said he was really weird with the kids, always hugging, always, kissing them on their heads and just being fucking weird altogether and shit. So
Weird, man. It's almost like a president.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts, man. But he made everybody uncomfortable, dude. He made everybody uncomfortable, and he was just too chummy with it. He was texting them and shit. Like he would be texting the kids and shit, and it was just, it's just awkward as shit, man. The parents finally were just kind of asking questions,
crazy.
And so finally they just kind of gave him the boot, and they did away with his production thing. And I think now he's doing something else. I think he took it online.
Isn't this about the same period of time where Nickelodeon's like logo was an orange foot?
That's what they said. That's what they were trying to say.
What?
Yeah. They said they tried to.
I was
It
thinking
was
about
now
it.
that you say that.
They try to say that was the conspiracy, that he was there in charge of shit, and they put that foot up there. That foot was.
Hey, that foot'll get you a job, man.
Just pull them
No pun intended.
Yeah, get them fucking piggies out, man. Get them piggies out.
Gosh, man.
It's a shame, man. Like I
What
said,
a mess.
yeah, dude. Yeah, and it's just it's sad, man. Because like I said, I watch those shows, like not like I said, growing up, having a kid in the house. You watch,
it's
on.
background.
They're on.
It's in the background.
And you don't know how dirty that shit is, but it's just weird how you see those little things where they had one episode where he had Ariana Grande was upside down on the bed, and she had water. She was like pouring water on her like this on her face, like
That's how she got to where she is today. See, it all makes sense.
But yeah, it's just all those little things that he snuck in there that people.
She didn't say no.
No, not at all. And now she's massive, dude. She's huge now, man. Huge. But yeah, I went deep dive into Nickelodeon stuff. Like I said, and there's so many things on fucking YouTube. It's insane, man. How many little shorts they have.
I know you said you went on a deep dive about Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
I went on a deep dive about P. Diddy. You heard about all that stuff?
Yeah, dude. He's
Diddy and everybody.
He might be
Diddy. Take that.
Yeah. He's in a lot of shit right now, dude. There's a lot of people that got dirt on him, man, that know that he has these little boy on boy parties and stuff.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
They're exposing him, but he's I don't know.
It's like
What'd
Jamie.
you say, a fence rider? What?
Yeah.
That he doesn't know what he wants to do.
Yeah.
He just wants to be a bad boy for life.
It's coming. Jamie Foxx. That's what I was gonna get to when you said that. Jamie Foxx, when he was on the verge of like, I heard this was like 2 or 3 days ago. I heard it I saw it on social media, Twitter, or whatever, and he was on the verge of probably passing away because his family said we're preparing for the worst.
Jeez.
So, but he had the most dirt on Papa Diddy there.
I don't like. It's been going on for years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was. I think they said he was with doing something with Usher. Yeah, and Usher, and oh yeah, there's his
Bieber?
body,
Bieber.
a Bieber too, man. A baby. He said that the bodyguard that was with Puff Daddy all the time. He goes, we were in the store. He goes, I have to. We go to the stores and shit. I have to be behind him so far, behind him at a certain distance. And we go into a sex toy shop. We go in there, and he's walking around, he's looking at stuff, and he's buying shit, whatever, lubes and whatnot. And then he stays behind him a few feet, and he's up there, and he grabs this and grabs that from the rack. And that guy, the bodyguard, goes, I looked and see what he grabbed, man. He's like, that was a butt plug. And then he went up there and asked Puff Daddy, goes, what you got? What did you buy? He goes, hey, man, I'm shopping. Leave me alone. Like, I'm buying what I want to buy. Like, he saw him buy butt plugs and shit, and he's just like, he's basically asking because they're boys, He's like his boys, so he's like, what are you doing with that? Like, and it's just like, hey, man, I'm shopping. Leave me alone. Like, it's just weird.
50 said he was offended when Diddy asked him, hey, man, let me take you shopping.
Yeah, dude. That's it. Hey, you're gonna take a grown-ass man shopping, man.
He's like, wait
Unless
a minute.
we're going to shop for some parts or something like that. So,
he was like, he took back and said, you're going to ask me if I want to go shopping? Like he was trying to buy 50 things. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
A lot of shit's gonna unravel from that bullshit. Like I said, it's just weird to see these guys, man. You think that they're hardcore dudes, It's just you think they're, and the guys in the rap game, and they think they're on the mean streets and shit. Then
that's like
taking it from the rear and
what's
shit.
His name? No, what the hell's his name? The little Uzi Vert. Lil Uzi Vert, they say he identifies as a 14-year-old girl.
Oh shit, dude! What the hell?
But he was like one of the biggest rappers at right now, and
Really?
now he's just like
fame and money will
You'll do just about anything.
Man,
I'll do just about anything for it, man. Oh man, that's a trip, dude. Okay, back at it, man. Puff Daddy talk, feet talk, everywhere.
It got sad, man.
It got sad real quick, but I'm gonna cheer us up. We're talking about feet. I'm gonna stay on feet because I'm gonna talk about Kanye's back, man. My boy Kanye's back, and he's making new shoes, man. They look like socks. They look ridiculous, and we'll probably put a picture up in the podcast here. But they look like socks, man. They're crazy as shit looking. I forget what they call it, Yeezy sock shoes. And they look like those old
Yeezy sock shoes.
They look like the old the shoes that those like the
water
ninjas,
shoes.
The ninjas wore back there. They all check them out, dude. Look at those shoes, man. Those are crazy, dude. Look at those things. It reminds me of the.
What do they look like?
Look at that, dude. It looks like a sock.
I need to know about these.
Oh yeah, dude. Those are cool, man. Those are they're $400, dude. You get a pair of those for $400, man. Those big red boots.
Oh yeah.
The big red boots.
Seriously, Santa boots?
Sonic the Hedgehog boots. The Sonic boots.
But that's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
It is.
And then they also have shoes that the same company made boots that look like Timberland boots. They look like Timberland
but
boots.
they're big.
But they're
Yeah.
big. And then they also have, I don't know if you've ever seen it. I don't know if it was Drake.
So ridiculous.
Stupid,
You
dude.
couldn't even drive in those.
Oh, and then they say, what's his name? The little guy.
Habib.
Hezbollah.
Yeah.
He puts them on, dude. They're like all the way up
Something
to here.
like
They're like up here. Yeah, it was funny, dude. Oh, so they were saying when you take those off, they're the suction because what they're made out of, the material, the suction that you can't. It's damn near impossible to get the damn.
Kanye's next level, man.
Oh, dude, the fucking socks, the shoe socks.
He's not gonna be a rapper. He's a rapper here, but when he gets to Mars, he's gonna be a clothing designer.
This reminds me. It reminds me of that movie Pootie Tang. I know you've probably seen that, where his new song was quiet. There's no song. So these new shoes, they're not shoes.
It's socks. It's a sock, man.
But it's a new shoe.
It's a new shoe though.
But it's not a shoe.
That's how it works, man.
We're gonna sell you some
Look at
socks.
Look at them hats too. Look at them hats, dude. You can buy that hat too. The hat's real. That's cool shit.
This is so ridiculous because
That's real. That's real.
because the function just goes out of the window.
No, it's just it's just shock value. It's just
Yes.
there was a basketball player. I think it was at the beginning of the basketball season, early November, and a basketball player he showed up to the game like with them boots on and the hat on and everything.
Dude, you're going to press the gas on your car. That boot's going to get hung under the brake.
It's
you
over.
can't let off the gas.
It's over. That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's my boot.
That's
man.
happening.
No, it is. But those things. Oh yeah, that thing. Speaking of that little Hezbollah guy, the little cat dude, he interviewed with Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson was hugging him and kissing him like a baby. He goes, "Dude, I'm like 30, dude." Like he goes, "I'm 30, man." Huh? He's like, "Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah." But he's like, he's an old cat. He's an old dude. But Tyson was grabbing and pulling on him like he was a baby. He's like kissing him and holding him. Like he wasn't being gross. He just thought he was a baby. Like he thought he was a kid. Like
that dude should calm down, man. Tyson could do that with a grown man. No one's going to say anything to Tyson.
Yeah, dude.
He's like,
that
shit. Why was Tyson doing that? Well, I couldn't stop him, man.
It's just like that thing you showed me where that guy,
Yes.
Tyson came at him like that. That trainer, Tyson went out that trainer. That trainer was like, "Oh shit!" Like
he's a scary
flinched,
dude,
man. Yeah,
he's
dude, he's a monster.
Hey,
man.
but you know what? He's a legitimate scary dude.
Yeah.
He earned his
for sure.
scariness.
It's speaking of earning, we were talking. I was I think Trent asked me or something about if I watched that movie Air, and I hadn't watched it yet, but I was watching something. I was watching clips about the movie, and I was gonna watch just kind of see what it was all about, and then I fell upon this video of Jordan, and it was Jordan was saying he came out and he was saying it was an interview like a year or two, 3 years maybe. And he was saying, these new basketball players, man, that are coming in, these kids, man. Yeah, they're talented as hell, man. I'm not going to take nothing away. They're very talented. He goes, but what you're doing is you're giving them the house. As soon as they sign, you're giving them these multi-million dollar deals, like hundreds of millions of dollars, and they haven't earned shit. They haven't earned their way yet. He goes, me, I had to start at that $5 million contract, then that $20 million contract, and then I finally got to where I was getting paid $100 million, for a couple of years. He goes, but I had to work my way up there. These guys, you're giving them that deal that I got when at the end of my career, you're giving it to them now. He goes, you don't even know if that guy's worth it. You don't know if he's worth, if he's got the talent for it. Yeah, he's got talent in college.
That's an expensive ass ingrown toenail right there.
Yeah, no shit.
It sounds like something Dion would say, man. Dion's laying it down to people right now.
Oh, dude, he's not messing around, dude. Yeah. But that was really smart thing. And he said this 3 years ago, and now they're saying some of these guys are big busts, man. Some of these kids that are coming out, like the guy that got caught with the gun 2 times. I don't know who he is. I forget his name. And he was on social media with the gun, and he's been suspended again for the 2nd time. And he's not a bad kid. It's just like Puff Daddy. He's not a bad. He's not a gangster. I think he grew up on the upper side, like the fancy side of Manhattan, man. Rich. Like his mom was like a doctor. His parents, they were rich, man. And he portrays this thing like he's gangster, or whatever. And then, it's just weird, man. I don't understand why you would do that, He's a smart business guy. He's just not,
like you said, giving them the house, and they ain't even showed anything.
They haven't shown you. They haven't proved nothing. They haven't proved nothing yet. And that's what he was saying. It was pissing him off. It's like, man, I had to, I'm Jordan, and I had to earn that money, man. I'm Michael Jordan, and these guys are just coming off from college or coming from wherever, and they're really making that big money. It's just he says it's just disappointing to see these guys, what they're not. They're not producing. And that led to me, again, that rabbit hole gets crazy, dude. It gets crazy real quick, man. And then I didn't know this about Bo Jackson, man. Bo Jackson.
You didn't know about Bo?
No, I know he knows, but I didn't know.
Knows.
Bo knows. I don't know shit. But Bo said he's had the hiccups for a year. He's had hiccups for a year. And
Right now?
Right now. And he was supposed to get a surgery last week. He was supposed to get a surgery to try to fix it. He goes, you don't understand the shit I've been through to try to get rid of the hiccups. I can't get rid of them. He goes, a doctor even not prescribe it. How could you prescribe that? To smell a porcupine's ass. And because they said something about that would help with the hiccups, but it didn't work.
I thought he was going to say that, that thing where you're supposed to scare him, but he's not scared of anything. So.
Bo is shit, no, man. That's a man.
Everybody's jumping at Bo, and he's like,
yeah,
the hiccups.
Dude, it's a year, man, with the hiccups. I couldn't even imagine, man. That's annoying as shit, man.
You know what? I can't remember the last time I had the hiccups.
Me neither. I never.
You just screwed yourself.
I know.
Yeah, you jinxed it, man.
But I remember having the hiccups before, but
typically when I'm pretty 3 sheets to the wind, I get hiccups. That was yesterday.
But yeah, man, that was Bo Jackson. Hiccups for a year. I couldn't even fathom that, man. It'd be nuts as shit, man.
Hey, you know what? I don't know where you find this stuff. I'm just glad you find it.
I did. It's just you pick on one thing, one topic, and it just starts going out of control, man.
Nice.
I was watching. I still like basketball. It's a shame, though. I love basketball. It's a shame that it's going to where it's going. It's not as what it used to be. But I was watching this. I was watching basketball, and it led to LeBron showing. They showed LeBron. His son went to his prom, and dude, we'll put the pictures in the podcast. We'll put the pictures, but the pictures are. Can you pull it up? The 20. It's 20. It's called. That way we can see him on the TV there. On the screen. It's his son at his prom. It's 20. His son's name is Bronny. Bronny's prom pictures. You guys, check him out, dude. Look at I remember when I never went to the prom, but had I went to the prom, I don't know if I would have worn this get up, man. But you know, it's interesting. It's kind of like it's from the Prince line.
Man, seriously, NBA ratings are
it's to the shit, man.
They're
it's
down,
bad,
man.
dude.
They're tanking.
Big time. No, it's I'll pull it to you. But yeah, they're
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
don't.
anyway, we'll cut all that bullshit, Angel. We'll cut all that. Yeah, I shouldn't have went on LeBron's kid. I thought we were.
Yeah. Hey, see the NBA. The ratings are so low that it doesn't.
It
even
ruined.
pull
It's
up
gonna ruin
on-
shit.
It doesn't
It's
even
gonna
pull up
ruin
on
everything.
the internet.
But yeah, he's I've been watching a little basketball. It's playoff time, so I got to watch. Even though I don't enjoy, I don't have a team in the fight or anything like that. I don't watch. I just like basketball. I've always been a fan of it. I just like it's high. It's just fast. It's high paced, and I enjoy that about the NBA. It's just the high paced stuff, man. Yeah, man. That was what else? Where was I going?
Did they get beat last night? The Lakers?
Yeah, they're down 3-0 to what you call it? Denver.
Yeah, Nuggets.
Denver's about to take them out, man.
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Nuggets.
gonna be a quick exit. Quick exit, man.
Like Nuggets.
Fucking Bronny threw me off, dude. God damn it, dude. Fucking LeBron James' kid threw me off. Anyway, the whole point of that was I was going to go into that, and I was going to go into that LeBron, his plan is to, when his son goes into the NBA, he wants to play one season with his son so they can play alongside each other on the same team. And that's never been done before. Just like when King Griffey and his dad played on the same baseball team, that's never been done. So, but yeah, that's where I was going with all that bullshit. But his prom pictures were, if you go get a chance, well, like I said, I'll send them to Angel, and he can put them on the show, and you can see him and his prom get up there. It's interesting. It's different. Like I said, I remember back in the day in the 80s, he had the big ass bow tie and shit, and he looked fucking, it's just corny.
Ruffles.
Yeah, the ruffles and shit.
Cummerbund.
That I like that cummerbund. That's a good name. I like that word.
Cummerbund.
Yeah, I like that. What I wanted to get into was we're talking about Nickelodeon, and I was thinking about that. The reason why Nickelodeon came up, I was just thinking about when I was younger. Buddies would be over sleeping over and shit, and we'd be hanging out, and the next day we get up and we'd be hungry and whatnot, and all that to get to this. I went to Mr. Gatti's Pizza Buffet when I was a kid. I was 13 years old, or 12 or 13 years old, and I ate 20 pieces of pizza, man. I wanted to brag about that.
You did 20?
20 pieces.
Thin crust.
Buffet. Just the regular, I guess the regular shit, but it was good.
I'm
that was a big
impressed
deal.
either way. I'm impressed either way.
I was a fat ass kid, man, but it was cool because, like I said, it wasn't even that. The part leading to that was like my parents, they were gonna give us no money to go to the game, so there was my dad liked to partake in the social drinking, so there was a ton of cans outside. So he's like, "Hey, crush them cans and go cash them in, man." Shit, we had plenty of money to cash that shit in, and I could take 2 or 3 of my buddies. We went to the buffet, and I had to impress my buddies, man. I ate 20 slices of pizza, man. I was king.
Making the most of an opportunity.
Yes. Oh yeah, dude. It was buffets are good, man.
Gatti's was the when I was in college, of course, broke college student. The cheap places to eat. So Gatti's was the cheap place to go eat, and of course, Jack in the Box tacos.
Oh man, can never go wrong with those, man.
Yeah.
Never go wrong with those. But do they even have Gatti's anymore? They don't even have that, huh, Mr. Gatti's?
I thought there was one in Humble.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a big one in Humble.
Okay. Because I used to like that. That was my thing to go. That was my when I was younger. That was my spot to go.
There's Gatti's back then. Now it seems like the cheap pizza place is Little Caesars now, right?
They do. You know what they
They
got
still
right
have
now?
CC's, huh?
I don't know.
No, yeah, they do.
CC's Pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing about I had to, I've been doing good. I'm still kind of going with the 75. We're still rocking and rolling.
Yes.
I'm still saying I'm still kind of there. I'm still there. I'm still there.
Kind of maybe it's not hard 75, but we're kind of
It's floppy.
floppy.
It's floppy.
Floppy.
Yeah.
Semi-hard 75.
Yeah, it'll get it done. It'll get the job done. You just shove it in. But it'll get
It's
done.
not
50,
We're
right?
not flaccid 75.
No, we're not flaccid. No, we're still hard. It's kind of hard. It's
custom.
It's still got a little. Anyway, so my point was that where I'm going with that is like, so I was going to tell you, Johnny, I had my first beer hanging out with him. This guy, bad influence. No, not really. I had my first beer. I did it right though. I did it with the electric jellyfish. I had my first beer in like 4 or 5 months, and the next day I was sick to my stomach, dude. I felt like shit the next day. I felt like crap.
Okay.
I had a massive headache.
I drank a couple as well. And I didn't feel good the next morning.
Nope.
I'm not going to say it wasn't the hangover from partying all night, because I didn't get drunk or anything, but I could tell the next day that I drank
That was me.
beer. Yeah.
That was me. I had 2 jellyfishes. I had 2 of them, and dude, the next morning,
Yeah.
big headache, dude.
It's
And
crazy.
then the other thing I splurged on recently, and I don't do that. I haven't done this in a long time. I went down the back streets, and I went down to Little Caesars, like we were talking about, and I got me a pretzel pizza. That pretzel crust, that shit's pretty damn good. It's salty as shit, man. I splurged on it. I had
You went down the back streets.
No, I'm just saying I went to the dirty.
It went to the dirty eating.
hey,
I went to the dirty side, and
You
I had
took
to
the scenic route or what?
I had to go to the dirty side and get that pizza because that's like the guilty pleasure, man. Little Caesars guilty pleasure, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what my guilty pleasure is.
So I had to try it, man. Pretzel Pete was back, so I had to try it, man. I had to eat one, man, and it's good, man. Like it's salty as shit, man. And I'm talking about that crust.
Sounds good.
And then it's got like drizzled cheese on it too.
It sounds good.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was a massacre. But yeah, I had to try that. We were talking about Little Caesars, so I had to say bring that up. That pretzel pizza. If you get a chance, get on that, man. It's good shit. It's just a limited time, and because pretzel.
We've talked about pizza before, right?
I think so. I'm sure.
Like, what's your go-to pizza? Like Pizza Place.
Pizza Place. Mod for me right now.
Mod,
It's.
Excuse me.
But I know that's not what you're. I know that's not what you're talking about.
No, it could be Mod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mod, like mine's Brothers Pizza.
Yeah. What? Okay. So before we talk about the Pizza Place, I'm a thin crust guy. What are you?
Just traditional.
Traditional.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that cracker. That
Cardboard
Yeah.
with a bunch of meat on top.
That's what I want. I want to taste the meat. And my spot is right now. I think I don't know. I really don't have a pizza joint, man. I do like Mod. I don't know.
we were on Domino's for a long time.
Yeah.
And I haven't had Pizza Hut in years. I haven't had Pizza Hut. Now I'm back on Pizza Hut.
Back on pizza.
Pizza Hut's good. It's always solid. You know, we went to a place that was in Austin when we were there for a track meet, and we discovered this place. It's down near Rainy Street. It's called Salvation Pizza. Pizza's really good, but to get a large pizza in there, and they're back there twirling, doing
Legit pizza.
Yeah, really legit pizza. It's $50-something for a pizza.
Mhm.
I mean, that's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's a little sticker shock. I mean, it's good, but it's not something that you say, hey, go by and pick up a pizza.
Grab another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, 50
You guys
That's
ever
a
been
lot of
to
money.
Mellow Mushroom?
No.
Mellow Mushroom Pizza. It's amazing. Like, even like when you walk in there, it's all like psychedelic and everything.
Oh, nice.
Is that Austin?
No, it's
Oh.
here, right in Klein,
Okay.
Okay.
right off of Spring Cypress. They got a couple of them.
Someone was telling me yesterday, and I have to check back with them. There's a place. This guy's from Buffalo, New York. So, he said there's a pizza place that makes this Buffalo style, is New York, style pizza. But he said it's not just the style where you say, oh, we make a Chicago deep dish or we make this thin crust. He said it's the way that they cook the pepperoni, the kind of pepperoni it is,
Yeah.
the way
nice.
it's
Yeah.
burned on the outside and cups up and all this stuff. He was going on and on about it. And I thought, hey, I'd like to try that,
Yeah, like the type of cheese they use on
Yeah.
the pizza and
Yeah.
everything. It makes a big difference, like on what the pizza tastes like.
Spring? We got to check that place out,
Mhm.
man.
Mellow Mushroom.
Mellow Mushroom. Hey, check that out.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, dude, pizza was, like I said, I just wanted to brag about my achievements as a fat kid. 20 slices of pizza at Mr. Gatti's. That was Mr. Gatti's. You know, I remember back when we used to go there. I remember when it was first introduced when I was middle school or whatever. It was first introduced when they had to me in Austin. It was introduced at Gatti's the pizza, the apple pie. Like it had the apple pie.
Yes.
And the crunch.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking that when
that?
you were saying that. When I went there as a college kid, that was the first time I ever saw a dessert pizza.
Never seen that before, dude.
Yeah.
It had the little crumbles and shit on top. That's the shit, man.
That apple, cinnamon,
dude.
crumble pizza.
You didn't even want to eat normal pizza. You just wanted that.
Yeah, dude. It screwed you up, man.
Hey,
as a kid, it screwed you up.
Speaking of gourmet pizza, I mean, still to this day, when I pull a Totino's out of the wrapper, man, I'm shaking seasoning on it. If I have some lunch meat in there, I'm dicing up lunch meat, sprinkling it around, putting a little basil on top. Man, it looks like hey, I doll it up a little.
Hey,
When you were in elementary school, did you guys have that program called Book It, and they would get you like a Pizza Hut personal pizza?
What?
Yeah, you would try your hardest to freaking read these books, and I couldn't read. So,
Yeah.
but I tried.
I never got that pizza, dude. It slipped out of his
I saw
clutches.
everybody else getting their little free ticket for
Personal pan pizza. That was a big push for them, man.
Oh,
They
yeah,
had
the
that.
little personals and shit. Yeah,
It just reminds me of, like
It's still there?
Still
there.
it's still around.
For them homeschool kids?
Homeschool kids.
Hey, reading his
Oh,
ass
wow.
off pizza, man.
Man,
Man.
Yeah.
Seems like you cheat.
there it is. Book it right
yeah,
there.
man. Hell yeah, dude.
Wow.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know anybody.
You're just turning in names of books saying you read them.
I read this. I read that. Yeah.
I read The Art of War.
Yeah, right. In 2 days and
What,
shit. Yeah.
what was it about? It's like war and stuff.
That's funny.
Yeah, no shit, man. But yeah, that's when it got introduced to me, man. Was like you said, that's when I first came across it was dessert pizzas, man. And I was just like, wow, this is something else. And then from that, they went off the rails and they did all kinds
Stuffed
of shit.
crust.
Yeah, stuffed crust is amazing, dude. That was.
They have some kind of pizza where they put, white sauce instead of red sauce in.
Oh
That-
yeah,
Yeah.
That should be against the law.
that shit
somewhere.
gets so good. It's pretty
It
good.
should be against the law.
It hurts my stomach.
Hey, mate, this I was scrolling to the
Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
with the chicken. I was scrolling through the internet, the social media shit, and I came across this thing, and it made me think of Angel when I came across this thing. It was a local post about incredible pizza, and they were talking about like it was just funny to see these people complain. It's like it's a Tuesday night and nobody's in here, and there's no pizzas on the thing. It's like there was like one little ragged ass pizza on the thing there on the buffet line, and it's just funny to see. And then, dude, you see all these people come out of the woodwork. I used to work there, a couple years ago and in high school or whatever, and they never have pizza out there, and the workers don't work, and it was just fun.
All they want to do is look at everybody's feet.
Yeah, dude. I'm just saying, it's just funny how what people bitch about online, man. It's just so weird, man. It's so
crazy.
weird what people bitch about online, man.
There's a local Facebook group. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've ever seen it. The Woodlands Foodies. Have you ever seen that one?
I haven't, but
If you look on it, it's you can imagine it's everyone just trying to torch
oh yeah,
restaurants.
It's
You
crazy, dude.
It's
Like,
crazy.
who's got time for that shit,
Yeah.
man? I mean, if you don't like the place, just don't go to the place, man.
Yeah.
And that kind
Pitchforks, fire, like what that's
Oh,
what they
yeah.
do. They just
Chase-
Yeah, I mean, most people are like, my drink was not at the right degree temperature or something.
oh yeah,
Come
you
on,
only
man.
had
Yeah.
2 ice cubes. I didn't have 6
Yeah.
ice cubes and shit, man. It's bullshit.
I mean, I
man.
get it. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have bad service somewhere, but
Yeah.
but some of this is just over the top. You're at a lot of times people do this at hotels, they do it at restaurants, they do it at a lot of places where you get service. They're in just a place, man. You're at a 2-star place wanting 6-star service, right?
Hey, you got Vin Diesel serving pizza. You're not it's Vin Diesel serving pizza. It's not gonna be
Yeah.
gourmet shit, dude. Yeah, it's not gonna be what what you think.
at the regular job, man. I can be an asshole sometimes, but it's the questions that they ask. Like
It's the wrong question
hey,
at the wrong time.
can you put this on your roof? I don't know. Do you want to put it on your roof?
And you can.
Like you can,
It's shingles, man.
Well, what am I supposed to put? That sheetrock right there. You can put that on your roof.
Damn, dude.
It's just like, why are you asking me these questions? Don't even get on the roof if you don't even know what's going on.
My favorite story. One of my favorite. John used to tell me the story. Told me the story before when he's had a bad experience over there at what was it?
Pizza Shack,
Yeah,
man.
he had a bad experience, man.
God, I'm
Still
you-
mad
did
about
you
that.
still
yelp?
mad. I'm gonna go back.
You can't go
Yelp?
back.
I'm gonna go back. I'm influencing all the listeners out there.
No, it's just funny. I remember that. Anytime we talk about pizza, I think about that story. I go back to that story every time.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. But I just saw that. Saw people bitching about the Incredible Pizza. I mean, everybody knows that place is, it's not the shit on Incredible Pizza, but I think that somebody already did.
It's not gourmet pizza.
No, dude, come on. It's for the kids, man.
It's a mom and pop though, right? It's not like a franchise or anything.
I think it's franchise. Yeah,
it is a franchise.
It's the big time.
Hell, they just revamped the damn Chuck E. Cheese's up the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Chuck E. Cheese, they're gonna have I don't know if you. I only know this because my son was growing up watching this. Is Five Nights at Freddy's? They're making an actual movie of it. And I'm excited about that.
My
It looks
son
very
said
creepy.
that too. Yeah.
It's creepy. I'm excited.
Chuck E. Cheese, man.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Somewhere there was a guy talking to some investors, and he said, "Hey, I got an idea of a big rat's gonna make
No,
pizza."
bro, it was before it was
And-
Chuck E. Cheese's. It was called Showbiz.
Well,
There's a whole
The bears
documentary on it.
with the bears and shit.
Yeah, there's a whole documentary on it.
So
on
when it became a
animatronics.
rat when it became Chuck E. Cheese. Right?
Yes, correct. But before they had like a whole band with like different animals.
I think we're missing out, dude. We need see Mickey Mouse, the rat. We gotta
The
do
rat.
something with the rat.
Something
dude.
there's a rat.
some
There's
kind
a
of
rat
rodent.
motif going on.
Some
out
kind of
there,
rodent,
man.
dude. Some kind of infestation. Incredible. We need an infestation quick, man.
Showbiz Pizza right there.
What?
Dude, that was
I
that
remember
bear.
those characters. I
Yeah.
remember those characters.
That was my childhood right there. I just remember the big
So-
gorilla playing drums.
gorilla.
Are we saying that was a cartoon or anything, or that was
No.
just the
No, just
commercials
a-
for that?
That was
Okay.
they were
Just-
inside the pizza spot.
Just advertising and shit. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
Hey, that's creepy looking.
And I saw one of those at the freaking resale shop on
dude, I gotta buy it.
Kirkendall.
I need to go buy that, dude.
$7,000.
Oh, speaking of that, speaking of resale
Yeah.
shop, our friend James DeFrance, he just purchased he got a nice little purchase. You remember on Back to the Future, the first one where he's at the under the enchantment dance or whatever at his dad, and on the stage there's two of them right on the stage, and it's the fish. It's the big fish prop. It's like a big prop, and James brought one. James DeFrance brought one of those.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. It's like a really cool piece of history. There's only two in existence, right? There's only two in existence. He's got one of them.
Wow.
And then I got it. We got to see it. We have to see it when we go to his house to do that. When we do it from his man cave.
Can you
There it
touch
is.
it? Can you touch it?
I think so. But yeah, it's a kind of fish thing, but it's really cool. It's a really cool buy that he got. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it's just a real cool prop from a classic movie and shit. It's in the second one. But yeah,
that guy has a lot of cool,
man.
cool stuff, cool
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah, man.
He's a neat guy.
He's
Yeah, you think about like that. You talked about those characters from that.
The animatronics.
from that pizza place. But even think of McDonald's. Remember the characters, the Hamburglar and all this stuff.
Grimace.
They're
coming back. They're coming back.
But it seemed like during that era, several places had a
Gimmick
group of characters or something.
And it was
they
cool.
did.
Like what was it? And I didn't know this. My boy told me about this. That Ronald, they did away with Ronald like in 2015. Like they took him out of the commercial and shit. Like he's not even involved anymore. Like Ronald
Really?
McDonald, he's not involved anymore. I don't know what happened, but they just took him out of the
John Wayne Gacy, man, he
screwed it up.
He screwed the clown deal up for
He
everybody.
screwed up the clown game, man. He screwed it up.
Man.
Yeah, just reading those reviews was funny as shit at the pizza place, the Incredible Pizza. And then it took me back. The last thing I had was just taking me back to the thing where, I don't know. For me, when I was growing up and I had a job and I worked for a while. I worked at Sherwin-Williams and I delivered paint and shit like that when I was in my early 20s. And growing up, man, doing that job, we always had the company truck where you loaded up the paint and shit and you delivered to the apartments or what have you. And the first thing I asked is like, the other guys are like, oh, does the truck have a radio? And I was like, for me, I was just like, does it have AM radio? That's all I cared about. If the truck had AM radio, man. Because, when you're doing all these deliveries, you're going, because I was in North Shore area and we delivered far and shit. So I just want to make sure it had AM radio, and it did. And then that's what I used to work on the weekends a lot, Saturday mornings. And Saturday mornings on AM radio, dude, it was just, I enjoyed it because it was just kind of like this, the Facebook thing where they're complaining about shit. But I used to love the GardenLine. And they talk about, you could call in and talk about your shit you got in your yard and your weeds are dying and your plants are dying and shit. And it was just, I enjoyed that so much, hearing these people, these old women or something like that, these old ladies in like Pasadena, Texas, calling in about, my rose garden, my rose plant is dying. He's like, well, what's the problem? He's like, she goes, it's in the rose bush is in the it's not getting no sunlight. It's not getting any water. He goes, well, that's the problem, man. It's not getting water. It's not getting any sunlight and shit. It was just cool to hear those stories and people calling in. It's just weird to see that people take the time to call in and these things. It's just weird. It was just weird for me to.
There was I worked in Corrigan, Texas for a while, and up in East Texas, and there was a radio station I used to listen to, and I'd get the biggest kick out of it. In the mornings, they had a DJ would come on and do Metro Fair. This is Metro Fair, and so you'd call in. Hey, my name's Keith. Hey, Keith, welcome to Metro Fair. What do you have today? My name's Keith. I got a one little red wagon that I want $25 for, and I've got a breeding pair of goats over here. And they go, all right, well, Keith's got a red wagon and a pair of goats. Keith, what's your phone number?
Yeah.
When I was driving truck, I used to hear that on
it was
and it was like they were selling some shit. It was like marketplace, some shit, straight up marketplace.
Yeah, it was marketplace before there was marketplace.
Yeah.
And it was entertaining to listen to, and I don't know, it's kind of funny. I bet there's nothing like that now.
No, I'm sure they're not.
It's called Craigslist.
Yeah. But yeah, that took me back to the AM radio. Listening to on Saturdays. I remember working Saturday mornings, and I was like, man, I hate doing this job. It's Saturday morning or Sunday morning, and there's nothing. So I'm listening to this thing.
Why did AM radio always sound like it was like cool?
It sounded like,
why did it sound that way?
The signal was always terrible. FM was all all sharp and shit.
Yeah, but you listen to AM
and
it was
canister
just,
and shit.
It sounded cool. Sometimes it's coming in, but there's this weird reverb in the background.
It was like
it was rough, man.
It was tin canny, It was like, what the fuck?
But there was something about it that caught my attention. I just loved it. Just like that reminded me of like cable access cable TV
but
and shit.
You're a nostalgic guy.
Yeah.
And listening to that triggers
makes
that.
It makes you feel good, man. It's like it makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
The other day I was my son. Last thing I'll wrap it up here with my ridiculous shit here. My son, me and my son went to HEB on Mother's Day. We rode up to HEB, went to grab some stuff. It was Sunday. It was early Sunday. We're rolling, man. We're driving, and I have the GardenLine on because that's my thing. I love listening to the GardenLine on Sundays. It used to be what was his name? What's the guy that used to be the GardenLine guy? Randy Lemon used to be the guy for ages.
Yes.
And then he died. He passed away. And then now it's a new guy. I forget his name is I can't remember his name now. It's a new guy. Anyway, we were driving. I can't remember his name right now. We were driving, and my son's like, he looked at me, and I say, hey, I said, hold on, talk. I'm listening to this story, and it's this guy. He's talking about, I got my tomatoes, man. There's these little bugs on there. He goes, what do I put on there to kill these little bugs? They're ruining my tomatoes. And the host was like, well, I'm always against putting pesticides or chemicals on it because when you kill that bug, his rival will come out. The rival Oskie bug will come out, and it'll start a whole nother problem for you, man. It's gonna start a whole nother problem. The best thing to do is I forgot what he said, like turn the bed or whatever. But it was just funny. Like it's just weird these problems. He goes, oh, the funny thing is the host was like, okay, does that bug have 90-degree wings, and does he hold them like this? And dude, this guy has unlimited knowledge about all these little bugs and shit in the yard. It's just phenomenal, man. It just blows me away, and that's why I listen, because it's just like, who the hell has all this knowledge, man? It's great.
Is he getting paid for that knowledge?
Oh, no, I'm sure he does. I mean, he's like I said,
he's an AM radio host.
Hey,
he's
obviously
he's
making
obviously
the big bucks.
Big bucks.
But the thing that sealed it for me, and my son was tripping out and shit. It sealed it for me at the end. The guy's wrapping it up. The host is wrapping it. He was like, yeah, so next week I'm gonna be down in Sugarland at the whatever arena in Sugarland, and you come down, bring your infected leaves and bring your bugs from your yard and bring your whatever, and I'll look at them and I'll check them out. And he goes, and then when you leave, we'll give you a bag of compost. It's like we'll get you a free complimentary bag of compost. And it's like, dude,
bag of shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's just funny, dude. What what people are into. I mean, that's teach their own, man. That's great. I think that's cool. I know when you get older, you get into the yard and shit. And then also he said, fun fact for everybody out there listening, for the ones, if you mow your own grass, he said the smart thing to do, and I'm giving out fucking GardenLine information here. Dude, we're going.
Man, they're going to jam us up, dude.
Hey, we're taking this show to AM radio.
We're going to AM radio, man.
I literally cut my grass yesterday. So I want to hear.
So he says, you don't cut it. Don't go, don't put your thing down low.
Scalp it.
No. He goes, go just the eighth of an inch off every day. He goes, don't mow it once in a while. every day, eighth of an inch off. He goes, because have you seen the fairway on a golf? And the golf, it's luscious and thick.
That's how they do it, huh?
That's how you do it, just little at a time. But he goes, you don't go deep, because when you go deep, like, that's funny. When you go too deep, you fuck shit up.
That's what they do with a chia pet too. You just
on the edge. But that's what he said. That's the smart thing to do. Cut your shit often, but not. Don't go too deep. Keep it. What is it like when you adjust your blade? Don't put your blade too far.
Angel's out there chopping in the dirt,
going to the roots and shit. Yeah.
I don't want to mow this again for a month.
Putting mud holes in the fucking yard and shit, fucking divots and shit. No, but that was just the thing that I learned, was like, he goes, it's also too, he goes, it's right now it's a long time. He goes, you got to turn your shit and all that. He goes, it's that time of the year. And the guy was just going off, and I'm just so fascinated by the information, man, because it's like the shit you don't think about, man, the things you have to think about, but so cut your grass short, don't go deep.
See those things you put on your shoes with the spikes where you can aerate your lawn, walk around?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Just buy some old golf shoes to be good.
But yeah, I thought that was phenomenal, man. He said, come see me and we'll get you a thing of free compost.
What can we do? What? So people can come see us. What can we give away?
What can we give away,
man?
Yeah, we can give away.
I don't know. I feel like we really need to look into this AM radio thing.
I think we're missing out, dude. We need infestation, and we need AM radio.
But you know, I think the AM radio is it. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? AM radio hangs around because in the event of an emergency and things, can't they broadcast with lower power and everything on AM? It travels farther, and
that's the thing, because FM, but the AM, dude, you know what? I still have, and I advise us to, I'm old as shit, I'm an old man, so I'm gonna tell you what's good for the kids. Get yourself a transistor radio if you can still find them.
Yes,
because when the shit power goes out, you can't, you're fucked, so get a transistor radio. I always have one. There's
Go to the pawn shops.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them in there because nobody wants them. Hey, get them.
When I was a kid, man, again, I'll wrap this up, fucking going on and on, but it keeps reminding me of something. There was an old man. I was a broke ass kid. Used to live in the apartments. There was an old man. I used to call him Papa Longhorn because I lived in Austin. I used to call him Papa Longhorn. Old cat.
We do a whole show about this guy.
It was an old cat. It was an old guy. He used to walk in my apartment complex. He used to walk by. Always had a little transistor radio. Had always a Longhorn hat on, walking around. Old man, back and forth every day. I see him, and one day I ran into him, and we got to talking. And I was a young kid, and I asked him. I said, what do you have? He's like, transistor radio. It's a radio. He goes, that way when the power goes out, you always have a radio. And he goes, and you always keep, what the hell's going on. What's going on in the world. And that guy kind of inspired me to listen to AM radio. And I've always been in AM radio because that what's going on, the traffic, the weather, all that bullshit. I know that's boring to some folks, but I like to know what the traffic's like when I'm heading out, man. The weather, it's just something it's just ingrained. That old cat ingrained that into me, man, to always have a transistor radio, man. So,
get a radio.
Hey, them ones of listeners, get that radio. Get that transistor radio.
Go watch the movie. It's a good movie, too. Which one? Radio.
Oh, radio's good. Yeah, radio. A good Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr.
Before he got in trouble.
That's funny. He looked just like the guy too, man. He had the big teeth and everything.
Did he go to jail?
Oh, did he? Who?
Cuba.
Really?
Radio.
Tax
Cuba got arrested.
Tax evasion?
Cuba got arrested for something. Look that up.
Didn't pay his taxes.
I don't think this was a movie. I think this was Cuba got in some.
One of my favorite.
Cuba got jammed up.
One of my favorite movies. I'm always gonna say
sexual abuse.
Oh shit. Oh, yes. Me Too. He got the Me Too.
Yep.
He got that Me Too allergy.
Yep.
Oh man, they got my boy Michael Irvin and they got Cuba Gooding Jr. Man, I'm sad, man. It's a bad day. It's a bad day for me. Man, we guys got anything else, man? I'm gonna stop rambling with my bullshit stories about.
I love it. I love it.
Papa Longhorn, man. Papa Longhorn, R.I.P. I'm sure he's dead by now because he was old then, so I'm sure he's dead by now. Anything, Vinny? You got anything, man? Oh, Vinny. By the way, one last thing, Vinny. That was a good show, man. We need to get with Sid and these guys, man. Get up to that tattoo shop and do something, man. We need to do something with these cats.
Yeah,
man.
we've been
I'm excited.
Talking back and forth with Sid.
Yeah.
We're already planning it. And
hell yeah, dude.
Plotting it. And,
yeah, man. We'll get some tattoos and chit chat up there, man. Get some tattoos. Get a tattoo on Angel and shit. Get him a tattoo on his ass or something.
Yeah.
Well, Mama don't know won't hurt her. Remember that
Tony and the Rockets. They killed it. They killed it.
Yeah,
like
the guys were amazing. The Rockets were amazing, man.
just the sound was amazing.
Yeah, it was fantastic, man. Like I said, we'll get that Roy Orbison tattoo on Angel's ass. We'll get that done. I got nothing else, man. Johnny, man, you got anything?
It's good. No,
We're
good to be
go,
back.
man. Yeah, man, it's good back at it, man. Hopefully we'll all be here next week, and hopefully we'll bring up another GardenLine.
Yes, AM radio.
AM radio, man. Thank y'all, man. Thank everybody for listening to us. Appreciate y'all.
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.